Hi everybody, Eric Brown, MOBO-Media here again. Today's subject, I want to talk about trauma that's it can be passed down. And this goes way back, it goes way back. There's a concept or a word called post-traumatic slave syndrome. And it's all based on trauma that slaves endured back then that we've never uh, got over. We never got over. When the slaves were freed, no one came up and said, hey, we went off y'all counseling because of what you went through and yada yada yada. Hell, they didn't give us anything. They didn't give us any money. They didn't give us land, homes, counseling, anything out there. We left to fend for ourselves. So there was a lot of trauma um, way back in the day, and that trauma carries over generations. Um, the best way to deal with that trauma is to know that it is real. I'm not saying embrace it, but just understand that sometimes when you see a person and you think this person is just a jerk or just mean or just ignorant or whatever. I always look behind the person, see what's behind the person. A lot of times that person's went through something. That person's parents went through something. That person's parents went through something. So y'all see where I'm going with this? And so, you know, I give people the benefit of the doubt all the time, each and every day, that generational trauma is real. It's real. It's real. It can be carried over. Whether it be trauma from abuse, trauma from neglect, trauma from just maltreatment and mistreatment. It can definitely have an impact, particularly on young folks as they get older. A young person who oftentimes goes through trauma at a young age and for a significant period of time, oftentimes throughout their whole life until their teen years, until their adult years, they have kids, and guess what happens? They start pouring that trauma right into the child. And it's a sad thing, but it's a reality. I'm not sitting here telling you something that's just made up or I'm just assuming things. This is fact. It's fact. There is generational trauma. It's something that I think that we're gonna have to start addressing it, and the best way to address it is to talk through it. Um, and it should start within families. Within families, if there's something within families going on, I would ask just take a step back and look at the big picture. Look at the big picture. Look at what the individual that you perceive as inflicting trauma on you. Look at what happened to that person. And the person before that, the person before that. So trauma is generational, but we can break that generational curse by just being more supportive of folks um, who have been inflicted with trauma and who are also inflicting trauma. As just the nature of it, man. It's a domino effect. And so generational trauma is real. Um, I'm not perfect. I'm not a guy that says that, give you the answer to fix. I don't know what the answer is. All I can tell you, it's situational. It's situational. Depends on what it is. But know that the trauma is real. Know that generational trauma is real. And yeah, we will. Um, you got to find a way through it. You got to find a way through it and accept the fact that the trauma is there. That's the first thing is accepting. So with that, I'll let y'all go. This is sort of a short video I did, but I keep looking away from the camera and everything because I'm thinking of all types of scenarios where trauma has been generational. I've actually had the opportunity in the Air Force to sit in front of folks, trying to help folks and talking to them, explain to them why they're acting out in certain ways in the Air Force. And I'll give you an example. I'll never forget a young lady, a young black lady. She was young, probably 22 at the time, and I was probably 35, something like that. But they asked me to speak to her because I had a knack for really making people trust me and knowing that I'm not there to hurt them, there to help them. And I never forget, man, this young lady, man, looking at her, you would not have known what she had gone through, but she had a bad relationship with her mom, bad relationship with her mother, horrible. I'm talking about fist fights and that type of thing. I'm talking about when she goes home on leave from the military, fist fights, that type of stuff. And so That's the type of trauma I'm talking about, which, in speaking with her, it was generational trauma because I actually got her to tell me that did she ever see her mother being harmed or being a victim of maltreatment? She said yes. Yeah. And so the next thing that came to mind to me was, man, that's it. It's the domino effect. It's that generational trauma. But hey, this is Eric Brown with Mobile Media. Until next time, y'all take care. And please, 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 let's take care of each other. And yeah, y'all take care. Eric Brown, Mobile Media. Bye bye.